Hi dancers, welcome to another online ballet class here on Plié For The People. Today I'll be giving an intro to ballet class. We'll be visiting very basics and the essentials of ballet, such as feet positions, arm positions, releve, sous-sus, and some tendus. We're going to go ahead and get started right away, learning these basic sequences in ballet, and then I'm going to give you a performative pop quiz in which you will be watching a dance that I've created, and if you can name the single ballet step that was in that dance and get the answer correct in the comment box down below, you will be able to enter into a contest to see who will get a free online ballet class with me. The first person with the correct response will receive that wonderful gift. So let's get started right away and learn our basic feet positions. There are 5 basic feet positions that we will be focusing on learning today. The first one is first position, and it looks like this. You're going to put your heels together, your toes are pointing outwards, and if I face sideways profile, it's going to look something like this. Not like this, okay? There's a tendency that dancers are trying so hard to impress the teacher or each other, and they're forcing their what's called turnout. Turnout is also a fundamental concept in ballet in which it's an external rotation of the hips, and it's really coming from the hips here and not the legs or the knees or the ankles, okay? So this is your first position. In this position, you should feel all 10 toes flat on the floor. You feel very stable on top, so you're not losing balance, okay, or forcing it. So just keep it very neutral and like a conservative first position. And there it is. This is your first position. Moving on to second position, dancers. Just like in first, now you're just gonna keep your heels a little bit wider apart. So stepping open a little bit, and there's your second position, just like that. All the concept is the same, no forcing, no rolling or anything like that. And also it's important to maintain a tall upper body posture so you're not arching in the low back or tipping your hip back or tipping or tucking underneath or tipping your hip forward, okay? So it's a very neutral pelvis, neutral alignment as you go down, and you should feel, again, all 10 toes on the floor so you're not rolling in or rolling out. So all 10 toes are glued to the floor for stabilization. Your third position in ballet is simply, let's start in first, and simply I'm gonna bring one of the foot across the other, and you're gonna stop it or park it right in the middle underneath your arch. So if you were to slide in your right heel, if you were to mirror me, you're just gonna slide that right heel across and pause it right at the arch of the other foot. And this is your third position. And if I turn profile facing you, it's gonna look something like this, okay, to the side. There's your third. And then I'm going to try the other leg as well. Bring the other heel across and park it right there. There's our third position. Let's do a quick review of all the foot positions that we went over so far. Show me your first position. Good. Show me your second position. Nice. And show me your third on the first side. And going through first, and show me your third on the other side. Lovely. Let's continue on to fourth. Moving on to the fourth position of ballet. Think of forward in fourth so you can memorize the step a little bit easier. You're going to shift your weight onto one leg, and then you're going to extend that right heel forward and stop right about a foot width apart. And this is your fourth position. And if I do the same thing, profile, starting first and stepping over to fourth position, okay? So if I show this way, notice how I'm not crossing my fourth. Some teachers likes to do crossed, but because this is just an introduction to ballet, just keep it open so you're not getting into any extreme positions. Into fourth, getting that heel forward and stay. The back heel is also turn out. Remember ballet, it's all about turning out, so your toes are, when in doubt, your toes are always going to the sides. And let's try the other fourth. And the other heel goes forward and stepping forward. Remember, your weight is still distributed evenly between elbows and toes, so you're not just resting on one foot or the other, putting on your weight. So it's at the center. Okay, and then I'll show one more time to the side. On the side, first position and fourth position. Notice how the weight is distributed right there in the center, and it's not over this foot or over the back foot. Good. Let's try our fifth position. Moving on to our fifth position, just like in third, let's show me your third position on the right. So you did halfway. Now fifth position, you're just going to be a little bit more ambitious. You're going to cross that heel all the way to meet the toes that's in the back. And there's your fifth position. Okay, just crossing all the way and coming back. Let's try that one more time on the same side. Going through third and into fifth. Nice, and come back to first. And let's try it to the other side. Fifth, position on the other side, and coming back. Going through third, cross it all the way to fifth, and coming all the way to the back. Fifth position is pretty difficult, and so I usually would keep my positions in third for my beginners so that they can get that hip more flexible before they shift it all the way across, eventually into a more intermediate or advanced level class. Let me show the fifth position profile so you can get a better look at where my toes are, where my weight is. So starting in first position, going through the third, crossing, and cross it all the way. There's my fifth, facing profile, coming back to first, and let me show to the other side. And going through third, get that heel forward, cross it all the way to fifth, and going back to first. Beautiful, now let's do a quick review of our feet positions. First position, standing tall, and second position, standing tall. Good, third on the right, and switch, third on the left, and switch, fourth on the right. Good. Fourth on the left. Good. And fifth on the right. Nice. And fifth on the left. And finish. Beautiful. And just dancers, keep your arms airy and stacked like this. And we'll talk about arms next. But let's review the feet positions one more time. Now with music. Standing nice and tall, dancers. And music is coming up. Shifting to second. Show me your third on the right. Third on the left, fourth on the right, fourth on the left, fifth on the right, fifth on the left. Let's go back to first and we finish. Bravo. Let's move on to the basic arm positions of ballet. The first arm position is your first position, and it's held right in front of the sternum, the hands. And the hands are like so, and you want to bring your thumb and your middle finger towards each other, and the other fingers are kind of draped and relaxed in this beautiful shape. So wherever you are, thumbs, middle, and the fingers and the wrist sort of goes in as a continuation of that line, okay? So the first position is held here. Make sure that your shoulders are down or decreased and dropped. They're not up here with all the tension and, you know, this intense muscular look. You want to drop it so that it looks nice and that you have a very beautiful long neck. Keep those elbows stacked so you don't want to have like noodle arms or weak arms like this. You want to keep them held from underneath, using all the arm muscles to hold them up. Good. This is your first position. Moving on to your second position. And also I'm standing in my first position while I'm doing this. Sliding your elbows to the side and open your arms wide as if you're hugging this giant tree. And stop right there to the side. You don't want to go all the way to the side like this because then you're going to throw your ribs out, and that's not in the correct alignment, so you want to bring them in more. And if I turn profile, so from first position, I'm opening it to the side, and this is where I stop. So you can still see your fingertips in your peripheral vision, so it's not completely out. Okay, so this is your second. Moving on to the third, right arm is up, left arm is just held as the second position, and other side. And then fourth position is here, so the top arm is going up, the second arm is adding back to your first position at the center, and then switching your other position. High fifth, this is your high fifth position, and then open them back out to the second position, and going through what's called allongé, or elongating the arms. So you flip your palms down, and you stretch your fingers to the side, and you bring them back down all the way in front of your hips, and curve your beautiful hands underneath, and this is your low fifth. I know that was a lot, so let's review it one more time. First position, open to the side for second, third on the first side, and third on the other side. We go through second, going to the fourth on the first side, fourth on the other side. Both hands are up into fifth. So in fifth right here, again, the same concept applies. You don't want to get your ribs out, so you want to keep your elbows in, and your hands are slightly in front of your hairline, so it's not directly over your head, okay? So high fifth, open them out to the side into second, stretch into allongé, and lower with a beautiful breathing, airy pair of arms into low fifth. So this is high fifth, and logically, the opposite would be low fifth. And then in the middle, about the middle, is the first, okay? So let's just review that one more time, all together with music. Starting with low fifth, bring them up first, open your arms to second, and third, and switch, and fourth, and switch, and fifth, high, up, and we finish. Nice work. We will now learn what's called relevé, meaning to rise, and also sous-sus, means rising in fifth position or over under. We're going to start with talking about the importance of finding support in ballet class. In a ballet class, usually you will see ballet bars against the perimeters of the walls in the room, in the studio. But because we might be dancing at home or somewhere else besides the dance studio, I found a chair here and a dresser over here on this side to support me with my dancing when I'm in relevés or sous-sus or any other positions that might need an extra support or dance partner. I refer to these objects in the room, apparatus. So in my other episodes that you'll see, I use the word apparatus to describe the thing that you need to hold on to. So for our episode today, because we're learning the basics, it's important to find something that you can hold on to. Even if it is a wall or like a doorknob, something that you can hold on to for stability, it will be very helpful for this portion of our class. Relevé means to rise, and we're going to start in first position, and let's keep our arms in low fifth, and then preparing our arms in first position, open them out to the side in second, and then flip the palm that's closer to the apparatus, and so you can set it down gently on it. You don't want to grab onto it like with dear life and just grabbing so hard that it creates tension. Make sure it's just nicely placed. And from here, we're going to bring our arms low and rise up. So you're going to push your heels up all the way, as high as you can, getting onto the balls of your feet and really trying to hold it here. You should feel your inner thighs drawing towards each other. The muscles in your glutes are activated. Your abdominals is pulling in and it's lifted high highly so that it helps your heels to be up in a very high releve. You don't want to releve like this, kind of halfway done. It's going to create a lot of stress on your knees and on your calves, so you want to bring them up as high as you can. And then we're just going to descend and reverse our journey together down. Let's try that one more time. Up, releve, and down into first. Let's try that twice more. Up, releve, down into first. Last time, and up, 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 lower, 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 lower. Good. So notice how we releve or rise with straight knees. And the second type of releve, it's with a little bit of a spring. So this one includes a new step called Plié. Also the name of our channel, Plié. Plié means to bend, and you're going to bend your knees to the side, creating a diamond shape if you do it correctly. Make sure that your heels are on the floor, you're in first position still, so nothing is popped off or rolling or anything. And the most important thing about the plie is that making sure that your knees are directly over your toes, like so, if I face profile. Notice that the knee and the toe is in one straight line. There's an invisible line that's straight, not rolling in like this or rolling out like this, or arching your hips back or tucking, just like what we talked about earlier in our feet positions. So in plie, from this position, you're going to go up to releve right away and up. Let's try that one more time. Plie, plie, rise. Again, plie, plie, rise. Two more. Plie, plie, rise. Last time, and hold. Good. And usually when dancers are ready or more advanced, they want to test their balance, so they're going to let go of the apparatus for a brief moment to see where they are. Or just stay here for today, that's totally fine. But make sure that you are, if a face profile, you're not rolling like this or rolling back like this onto your baby toe. You want to make sure that you're all the way up in your releve. That's the most important thing, because we don't want to have any sprained ankles or anything like that. And so it's important to grab onto your apparatus, and it's important to stay all the way up on your highest releve and not rolling. And also it's important for you to plie with the knees over the toes and spring up into releve. Those are the two types of releves. And sometimes we would do it to the second side as well. So let's try it. So 4 releves with straight knees, and then the second 4 is with plie. And let's try this with music. So we're going to start in first position. Our arms are held in low fifth. In our preparation, we're going to bring our arms in first, open it to the side, flip the other palm onto your apparatus, and lower that arm and hold it here. I'm going to press music so it comes on. 4 releves on straight knee. We go up, hold, and lower, and lower. 3 more, up, releve, and lower. 2 more. Remember to really squeeze your glutes to help you power up. Same thing, squeeze your inner thighs when you're up. Now we plie and spring up. We go 1, up, and down. Plie and up. Bring it down. Plie up. And lower. Last time. Plie up. And we test your balance if you have it. Good, or stay, and let's all plie out of it, and stretch and finish in first. Nicely done. With the same concept in mind, dancers, we're going to start in third position on our first side. I'm going to learn how to do the su-su, or over under. Another way to say releve in fifth. Okay, so arms prepared the same way, and 8. Let's review that preparation of the arms one more time. Up and open and set it down. Good. And simply we will releve, but instead of just keeping it open in third, okay, you're standing in third, you're going to try to slide the front toes to meet the back toes as soon as you get to the highest point of your releve. So it looks like this. Up to meet the back toes, up. Again, you're using your apparatus for support, so you're not by yourself. That's your susu. And then reversing it, open it down, going through third, and place. Okay, I know it's a little more challenging than our regular releve from first, but you can do this. Okay, so front toes meet the back, releve rise, and lower it down. Let's try it 2 more times. Up, 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 and lower it down. Last time. Up, up, susu. Lower it down. Beautifully done. And let's try the other side with music. Standing in third position, our arms are held here. We're going to do our preparation step with the music nice and slow. And arms to first, open to the side. Flip that palm and elongate, lower the arm. Good. And rise, su-su. And lower it down. 3 more and pull it up, su-su. Cross the front toes to meet the back. Good. 2 more. Up, su-su. And lower. And lower. Last time. Hold. And lower. And let's finish. Beautiful. Dancers, this will be our final ballet concept that we're going to go over today. It's our tendu, means to stretch. We will actually do this without your apparatus, so clear out a space again to stand in first with, and arms are held in low fifth. Bring them up into preparation in first, open side, and hold it here. Shifting your weight onto the standing leg, and you're going to gesture that right foot to the side, going through half point and full point and coming back in. That is your tendu. It means to stretch your toes. Let's try that one more time. Tendu to the side and closing back in. 2 more. Tendu to the side and closing back in. Again, last time. Stretch to the side and tendu back in. Switch. Other side and stretch your toes and closing back in. Tendu to the side and closing back in. 2 more. Continue to hold those arms and stack those elbows to the side in second. And last time, use the floor and closing back in. And let's finish. Good. Make sure that when you're pointing to the side, you're not pointing so hard that you start to sickle. So I show it to the side so you can see. You don't want to go pointing so hard that it goes like this. Yeah, that's the wrong line. Keep that heel forward as you tendu and closing in at the same time, okay? So you can tendu to the side, but which other directions can you tendu? The front and the back. So let's try that. 7 and 8 to the front. Tendu, shifting your weight to your supporting leg. This is your supporting leg, and this is your dancing leg or your gesturing leg. And tendu, closing in. So when you're going to the front, you want to lead with your heel, going front, and coming back in. Okay, so let me show it to the side so you can see. Leading with the heel. See how you're already working your turnout? And then stretch your toes to the front. And coming back, you want to drop all 5 toes and then closing back to first. Yeah, if you do it right, you should feel like all your inner thighs up here really working really hard, okay? So that's your tendu to the front and closing in. Let's do 1 to the side and closing in. Now going to the back, you're going to lead with your small toe so you can get that turnout and go into the back directly behind you. You don't want to keep it open like this. It's right behind you. Your arms are still held in second. Coming back in last time to the side and tendu and closing back in. Let's try the left. To the front tendu, closing back, in we go. 1 to the side, closing back, in we go. 1 to the back, tendu. Closing back into first, last time to the side. Closing back to first, and let's elongate the arms and finish. Now let's try the whole thing, reviewing it with me together, now with music. Standing nice and tall first, and prep and hold. Slow tendus to the front, we go to the front, and closing back in to the side, nice and slow. Stretch the toes and closing it back in. To the back, hold, and in, we close. Side, getting ready to go to the other side. Shifting your way to the other side, front, and heel leads. Coming back in, to the side, stretch. Closing back in, and back. And closing back, and one more to the side, and then we're going to speed it up. We're going to make it a little faster and do 2 tendus each direction. Prepare our arms one more time, and out, and close, and 2. Down to the side, side. Keep on breathing, dancers. Keep those arms nicely stacked. We go back, and close. Back and close. 2 more to the side, and then other side. 7, and here we go. To the front. 4, 2. Standing nice and tall each time when you bring it back to first. Side, and close. Side, and to the back. Back, and close. Back, and close. Side, and close. And let's finish with the music. Elongate the arms and bring them back down. Wonderful job today, dancers. Now we're going to take a look at a random dance, and I want you to watch very carefully to spot a dance step that we learned today in ballet. Let's check it out. Welcome back, dancers. I hope you really had fun identifying what the step was. Be sure to write it down in the comment box down below so you can possibly get a free online ballet class with me. I'll see you next time. Until our next episode, keep on dancing and spread the joy of ballet by subscribing today, share this video, or give us a like. I'll see you real soon. Bye!